Hey there, I'm Vince.
And I'm Haze. Welcome to the Wellness Lab Digest, where we distill life-changing insights from top wellness experts into bite-sized, science-backed episodes that fit your real life.
If you're into quick, practical tools for better health, hit that share button now and share this episode today with a friend who needs it. Don't forget to check the description below for links to our trusted sponsors and ways you can support the show. Now, let's feed your mind and fuel your day. Artificial intelligence might be the most transformative technology in human history, but what fascinates me most is how teaching robots to feel pain could actually make us more human.
That's such an intriguing way to look at it. The idea that machines could help us understand our own emotions better really challenges the typical AI narrative.
You know what's fascinating about this? When Lex Fridman talks about his experiments with making Roombas scream in pain, it wasn't just some weird science experiment, it was about understanding how quickly humans form emotional bonds with machines.
The way he described having 7 or 8 Roombas and programming them to express pain, that's simultaneously unsettling and enlightening. What made you connect with that particular aspect of the discussion?
Well, it really highlights this broader point about how we're naturally inclined to anthropomorphize machines. Think about it. People name their cars, get angry at their computers, and feel guilty when they have to replace an old phone. It's just part of human nature.
That reminds me of how he explained the concept of shared moments with machines. Even something as simple as those late-night trips to the refrigerator could become meaningful interactions if the machine could remember and acknowledge them.
Exactly right. And what's really compelling is how he connects this to the development of AI systems. It's not just about making machines more intelligent, but about making them more relatable and understanding of human experiences.
The way he broke down machine learning was particularly illuminating, from supervised learning with explicit examples to self-supervised learning where AI teaches itself. It's like watching a child develop, but at an accelerated pace.
Speaking of which, his explanation of Tesla's autopilot system really drives home how this works in the real world. You've got hundreds of thousands of cars out there, constantly encountering new situations and learning from them through what he calls the data engine.
That process of learning from edge cases and failures seems so similar to how humans learn, through trial and error, through making mistakes and adjusting our behavior.
And here's what I find really profound. When he talks about how AI systems might help us explore our own ocean of loneliness, it's not about replacing human connections, but about understanding ourselves better through these interactions.
The way he envisions future human-robot relationships is fascinating. Not just as tools or servants, but as genuine companions. Though I have to wonder about the ethical implications of creating emotional bonds with machines.
That's precisely where the conversation gets really interesting. When he starts talking about robot rights, it's not as far-fetched as it might sound when you consider how we've evolved our thinking about animal rights and welfare.
The parallel he drew between robot rights and animal rights was quite compelling, especially when he mentioned how we already have institutional protections for animals in research and agriculture.
And then the conversation took this unexpected turn into really emotional territory when they started discussing their experiences with their dogs. It actually perfectly illustrated his points about emotional connections and shared experiences.
That part of the discussion really humanized everything they'd been talking about. The way Lex described carrying his 200-pound dog in its final moments. That raw emotion really drove home the depth of bonds we can form with non-human entities.
You know what's really striking about that? It shows how our capacity for emotional connection isn't limited by the nature of the entity we're connecting with. It's about the shared experiences, the time spent together, the memories created.
The way he described time as being the fundamental building block of relationships, whether with humans, animals, or potentially robots, really resonated. It's not about what something is, but about what you experience together.
And that brings us back to his point about flaws being features rather than bugs. He suggests that perfect robots aren't what we should be aiming for. It's the imperfections that make relationships interesting and meaningful.
That's such a powerful insight. The idea that the vulnerabilities and limitations of both humans and machines might actually be what allows for deeper connections between them.
Looking ahead, What really excites me is how this technology might evolve. Imagine having robots that can not only understand our emotional states, but help us process and understand them better ourselves.
Though we should probably start with something a bit less dramatic than screaming Roombas, right?
Well, maybe that's exactly what we need. Something that shocks us out of our preconceptions about what relationships with machines could be. After all, sometimes the most profound insights come from unexpected places.
That seems to be the underlying message here. That the development of AI isn't just about creating better machines, but about better understanding what makes us human in the first place.
And perhaps that's the most exciting possibility of all, that in teaching machines to be more human, we might just learn something fundamental about ourselves.
Thanks for tuning in to the Wellness Lab Digest. If this episode helped you, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1. Share this episode with a friend who needs this today. 2. Subscribe to stay updated with fresh, body-loving wellness insights. 3. Check the description below for links to our trusted sponsors and ways you can support the show. Stay curious, keep moving, and we'll see you in the next episode.